What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time about some things that y'all tend to love: video games and people looking stupid. I figured I'd combine the two for today's video. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam, you're going to be cursed with the worst curse of all time. The ugly curse. Yeah, that's right. You don't want to be ugly, so press the like button and let's get into it.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a...
Alright guys, so as I said, this story was sent in to me, and it was sent in to me about their cousin who's a little bit out there. You know, I think it's safe to say at this point that gaming has become super mainstream. Like, basically everyone and their mom has played a video game at some point, or at least knows somebody that's really into video games. But I guess this guy's cousin was like a super jock, you know, one of those guys who would work out his forehead muscles if he could. Like, his dream body is basically just looking like a Neanderthal. Nothing wrong with liking working out or anything. Obviously, I'm making jokes, but sometimes people take it way too far, and it's like their only personality trait is the fact that they're jacked and, you know, lift heavy. Hey, good for you, bro. I'm very, very proud of you. Congratulations. But, you know, you should be more varied than just having one hobby be your personality trait ever. It's basically the equivalent of, like, a guy who's just way too into his car, you know? It's the only thing he talks about. Anyways, though, as I said, these two guys hadn't seen each other in a little bit, you know, and when you haven't seen your cousin in a while, you tend to, like, want to catch up, figure out what's going on in their life, what's changed, what's new. At least I hope that's what you guys do when you haven't seen your cousin in a while, you know? I hope you just don't immediately bully them like what happens here, but that's the way it is sometimes. But as soon as they start catching up, his cousin's rude off the bat. He starts, like, pointing out how skinny and ugly this dude is, and he's like, oh, you probably have no self-confidence because, you know, I certainly wouldn't be very confident if I was as ugly as you. Which is quite the introduction when you haven't seen someone in quite some time, dude. Like, hey, you know, I guess I'm not really the guy to be telling anybody about how to talk to people. But I'm just saying, opening up with, you're really, really skinny and ugly. Oh my god, I would be so afraid to be confident if I looked like you is not a good way to say, haven't seen you in a while, how you been? Like, hey dude, it's been years. You want to point out my acne while you're at it? What's up with relatives just going in on you after you haven't seen them for a long time, you know? I feel like if I was in this guy's shoes, the only thing that would be running through my head is like, oh yeah, this is why we don't talk, because you just bully me the entire time. Anyways, the subscriber not wanting to, like, be a baby about it or cause a problem just kind of laughs at it, smiles, you know, and just kind of, like, nods a bit, not wanting to cause an issue. They're at, like, a family dinner thing. He just doesn't really want to be the drama of the evening, so he just kind of lets it slide off of him because he is pretty confident. He's don't got the confident issues. And so they continue to talk, and I'm going to name the cousin Gus from now on. And after he just insults him, calls him skinny and ugly, Gus just starts bragging about how great he is, you know, how he can bench this number, he's been working out every single day. And he starts bragging about how, like, he literally has to beat the women away from him because they're all chasing him and want him so bad, which, like, always cracks me up when someone starts saying that out of nowhere, dude. Like, you know, if you really had women chasing after you to the point where you have to be beating them away because, like, they're after you so much, I don't think you would really need to flex that to your cousin. Oh, yeah, man, you know, you're just the dopest. You're so confident and awesome that you've got to convince your little cousin that you're a lady slayer. Dude, it's got to be hard to sleep at night when you're that dope, honestly. Like, this guy's so dope, he's an official enemy of the war on drugs. That's how cool this guy is. And after about 5 minutes of just talking about how ripped and awesome he is, he finally asks about his cousins again, and he's like, oh, well, what have you guys been up to? And the person who sent this to me explains that, you know, he's been playing a lot of video games. One game in particular he's really into, he's been playing competitively. He's, like, on a team for it. And they had a tournament coming up in a few weeks for $25,000, and they thought they had a chance of winning. And, like, before he can even finish explaining that, his cousin Gus cuts him off and says, yo, bro, I don't really care what game it is. I'm just saying you gotta be careful because, you know, if anyone finds out that you're a gamer, no one's gonna want to be your friend or date you, dude. And obviously, the subscriber's really confused. Like, he was just answering a question about himself, explaining what he's been up to. He wasn't really asking for advice. So he says, well, if someone doesn't want to be my friend because I play video games, then they're not my friend. And if a girl hates me for gaming, then she's not the girl for me. And even then, it's not like this guy just said he's playing video games for 30 hours a day. Like, he's saying that he plays a game that he's good enough at to potentially win money. I don't think it's a giant waste of time at that point. I don't think you should be doing anything to impress just the other gender of people, dude. Like, if you're a girl who's dope at Dota and, is really cracked at it, who cares if guys like it? It doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do, man. If it makes you happy to be gaming, that's what you should do. Anyways, he kind of says, he's like, all right, well, I just really enjoy playing the game, and I like the idea of being able to win some money and support myself with what I could win from it. That's a cool idea. Keep in mind, the subscriber is like not even an adult yet. It's not like, he needs to be supporting his wife and 8 kids right now. Like, if he wins this money, it's just fun money. And the cousin kind of scuffs at that, goof, goff. Sorry for having a seizure there. Gus kind of scoffs at that idea, and the idea that this could just be fun money, and he's not even talking about committing his life to it, dude. And he's like, yeah, well, sure, you could make some money, but you know what they say, bro. Anyone that plays video games is ugly. He says, yeah, man, like, confirmed ugly, dude. Anyone who's spending their time playing video games is confirmed to be an uggo monster. It's the rules, bro. And I mean, like, all right, I'm not really sure what the rule book is. Maybe I haven't read it in a while, but is that the rules these days? I mean, fair enough. Some people that are gamers are tough to look at, but I would venture out and say, like, a proportion of anyone in any hobby is hard to look at. If you just took the 5% of the ugliest people from any hobby, I'm sure it's not fantastic, all right? But, it's kind of weird to say that every gamer is ugly as a confirmed rule, considering everyone and their mom plays video games at this point. Like, you're gonna tell me that every gamer is ugly? That's just untrue. I don't feel like a majority of gamers are even ugly. I'll give you 15%, because I feel like 15% of the population just has to be ugly. Nothing against them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being ugly. Just 15% of people naturally are ugly. But I don't necessarily think that it's some overwhelming majority out here. Like, oh man, if you got every gamer in the world together, then it would just be, oh, wow. I don't think that's necessarily true. I also don't think it necessarily matters what people look like that much. But yeah, I'm sure you could find some ugly gamers. Not to mention, I feel like if anything, being an esports player is kind of cool now. Maybe I'm just a nerd, but hey, I would be kind of impressed if somebody told me they were making money because they're so good at a game. Maybe 10 years ago, people would think it's cringe and stupid to be trying to be a professional esports player, but if you're a pro at video games at this point and making money, I think people are impressed, especially because you can make a lot of money. It's not like it's some dead-end job where you're just going to be making $2,000 a year winning tournaments like in 2003. You can become like a multi-millionaire, almost like a professional athlete now if you're really cracked at particular games. Anyways, obviously the subscriber really doesn't know how to respond to that. Like, I don't really know how you respond to a statement where somebody says that you're really ugly. Like, they just call you ugly. And so he decides the best thing to do is to try to kill him with kindness and not cause any problems. Nicer than the way I would have handled it. I feel like at that point you're entitled to insult him as much as you want. But he kind of says, well, if I'm gonna be ugly either way, I might as well game and get paid, right? Like, if I'm just unfortunate looking, then it is what it is. I might as well get paid for it. Which obviously he doesn't think he's ugly, but once again, he knows that his cousin's kind of trying to bait him and cause an argument. So if he caves in and starts fighting with him, then he's gonna look bad. His cousin's gonna, get what he wants. So he's just trying to just avoid the fight. And the cousin starts to be like, yeah, well, you know what they say, the only way to be happy is to grind the gym, that's the only way to make sure that you're actually happy. And listen, I'm not going to say that taking care of yourself isn't important. You should work out. But I think it's stupid to say that the only way to be happy is grinding in the gym, dude. Like, oh, yeah, some people are happy for different things. This guy's cousin pipes up. He's like, actually, that's impossible. The only way for anyone to be happy is being in the gym lifting weights, okay? If anyone says they're happy doing anything else, they're a liar. Meanwhile, some dude is climbing a mountain and he's like, oh, this is fun. Some ladies hiking, some dudes playing video games. They're all having a good time. They're objectively happy. No, doesn't count. People literally can't be happy unless they're getting ripped in the gym. It's the only way to be happy. And if anyone says anything otherwise, then they're liars. It's the truth. All right, Gus, you're the magic man over here, dude. Imagine this guy's majestic outlook, everyone just needs to work out in the gym. That's the only way to be happy. Like, there's some kid in the gym who's lifting light weights. He goes over there, starts shaming him, like throws a heavy weight at him. Come to find out the kid has brittle bone disease. He like shattered his femur, dude. Like, not everyone is happy for the same reasons as you, but whatever. He's just kind of listening to Gus go off. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you'll see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give one of these away to say thank you to everyone subscribed with notifications on. Big thanks if you already have them on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll shut up and get back to the video now. Thanks. And finally, after his rant, he goes, but that's just my advice for you. But until you decide to give up this stupid little dream of playing video games and not becoming ugly, I don't really want to catch loser off you. Peace. Throws up the peace sign like he's the meme of the dude fading out of there and walks away backwards from him. But on the way back, he like bumps into a wall, dude. Just the least smooth guy of all time. And even then, that's just a bad insult, man. Like, if you're gonna insult your cousin, it might as well be funny or clever, but being like, aha, I don't want to catch loser off you. Like, whoa, man, we got a poet over here. This guy's creativity is on 400. Somebody get over here and slow this man down. Do we have an officer with a speed gun over here? Because this guy is speeding to things that are mad out of pocket. He called somebody a Weenie Hut Jr. man. Like, you would think this dude was not an adult. Keep in mind, Gus is an adult who's, like, saying all this, calling his cousin a loser, which is itself pretty dumb. I used to tease my cousins and argue with them all the time, but, like, we just kind of stopped at a certain point. It would be kind of weird if I was at Thanksgiving and my 30-year-old cousin just started trying to, like, argue like we were 8 again. Anyways, he walks away, like, all angrily after calling him a loser, and a couple of his other cousins walk up to him and start talking to him about, like, what was that about? We saw him, like, trying to lecture you. What did he say? Just trying to figure it out. Because, listen, when you're at a family dinner or something, sometimes the most entertaining thing going on is the family drama. I think that's a very, very well-known secret. Like, if there's not a football game on, nothing's going on, and you see two cousins arguing, yeah, you might insert yourself in the middle of that a little bit, because what else are you going to do while dinner's cooking? And so he kind of says that he was bullying him for, like, liking video games, and everybody who plays video games are ugly, and he's not doing it to tattle on him. They're more just laughing at it. Like, it's not like the subscriber is insecure about it. He's not going to go cry himself to sleep at night because his cousin says he's ugly. But when he kind of explains that, he said he's a loser and only losers play video games, all of his other cousins start laughing, and he's like, oh, what's so funny? What's so funny? And they're like, dude, it's just hilarious that he would be calling anybody a loser. Keep in mind, he's an adult, so, the job thing is kind of important. I know things are rough right now, but if you're gonna go around calling people a loser, it might be important to, like, not just be living in your mom's basement. Which is exactly where this Gus dude was living. He didn't have a job. The only thing he did is work out in his mom's basement. Like, that's literally all he did. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's like the worst thing ever, whatever. I guess at least you're working out right. But you should not be going around insulting anybody, calling anyone a loser if you are also a loser. Yeah, man, you're just kind of lame for trying to make money playing video games. Anyways, I'm going to go back to eating hot Cheetos in my mom's basement and then hitting the Bowflex until I cry myself to sleep at night. Deuces. Like, dude, how are you gonna be telling anybody how to live their life if your life has resorted to you living in your mom's basement? I know times have changed, but I still think we all know that's not necessarily winning. Times are hard, but you gotta be humble when the times are hard, man. Just going around insulting people, what is the saying? People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's this equivalent. So obviously all of the cousins are laughing at him, and Gus sees them kind of laughing at him, and he like yells over across the room. He's like, what are you guys laughing at? And instead of trying to save face for him at that point, they've just committed to making fun of him, and they were like, we're making fun of you. And Gus was like, dude, not cool. He comes back over, all mad. And he starts trying to argue with them about how, like working out is the only way to be happy and blah, 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 blah. And finally, Gus's mom walks over and goes, will you shut up with all that? Like, nobody here cares. Just stop talking about it. Nobody wants to hear about this stuff anymore. Please, I hear about it enough at home. Just shut up. And what was insane is, like, that actually worked, dude. He's going off at everybody, but this guy's mom tells him to shut up, and he just goes instantly quiet. Just goes to show you how that relationship works, bro. Living in mom's basement, she tells you to shut up at the party and you just do. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just interesting for you to be telling anybody that they're a Weenie Hut Jr. man when you're the one getting told to shut up by your mom, too. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought and be sure to, like the video. In fact, if you're an ugly gamer, like and comment. It just helps me get a number of how many of y'all are also gaming out there. Other than that, you can check out the intro song link down below, link to my podcast, the Scuffed Cast, down there too, or you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout to get a discount on the best energy drink for gamers. Other than that, October is coming to a close, but you can still get yourself the Halloween merch from the link in the top of the description. It's on screen now, and it's pretty cool if you ask me. And yeah, on that note, guys, that's gonna do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.